countable years, that man will be born again to parents who are upright and wealthy. I hope. He may even be born to parents who have practiced yoga and are wise. That would be better. Though a birth as fortunate as this is more difficult to obtain, I'll fucking say, this is awesome shit. Oh my God, sneaky curry, but I like it. There, he regains the knowledge acquired in his former life. Oh my, she talks about the same thing. She does have a lot of value. And from that point on, Ajurna, he strives towards the ultimate goal. Ajurna, Ahurna, the character here, possibly related to Krishna, or Krishna's talking to Ajurna. They're homies, and they're martial artists. Unconsciously, he returns to his former practice. Even a man who asks about yoga goes beyond formal religion. Strive with constant effort, cleansing himself with all sin through all lifetimes. At last, he attains the ultimate goal. So I believe that there's a connection with people not being interested in how we're affected by the solar flares, thinking that I'm crazy, and my ancestry playing a role, mixed race ancestry at that, in having this scientific mind to looking at the effect of the solar flares. Where a lot of Indians and white people or Afghans are not, although some hopefully are now. Basically, we're talking about an allergy to the light, if you really get honest with it. An allergy to people that have certain genetics, an allergy to people that do this. Notice his thumbnail at the beginning was showing the people doing this. I do this. I do this. And this is considered to mental health people and certain types of body movements to be the movements of a crazy person. This, the other things that I do with my hands, other forms of breathing, and other forms of beliefs in the power of the mind, right? A white person will get a pass and make $1 million with a house on the beach being a healer, while someone else of a different height, of a different appearance, will be considered a crazy person. We have never seen such extremes, have and have-nots, when it comes to the perception of value, spiritual value, in a human being or in a man or in a non-white man. We have never seen such greater have and have-nots in society. And we're not talking about money. We're talking about perception of value, of intelligence, of gifts. And I'm living it.
In northern Texas.
I'd like to have a spiritual mentor to tell me why it's necessary for me to be in this environment and for me to be isolated so that I can fully understand. Sufi Realities is the only person that I can look to on the internet for information on this. It's basically about struggle. It's about struggle, God bringing its tests. God brings its tests. And so there may be a test from God for me to continue on my solar studies without having official recognition, because I'm not the only person who has suffered. And for now, I have my freedom. For now. Others that came before me, Alexander Chizhetsky, the Russian scientist who discovered the solar flare pattern, not even a Middle Eastern guy, a white guy. He faced persecution from the state. Okay?
In the metro areas are heritage Americans. It means there's only 1 in 4 kids are actually white. This is the most demographically replaced state, I believe, in the entire union, according to my research, and one of the most...
So I ended up here? That's not an accident. That means, like, there's a reason why a lot of non-white people have ended up in Texas, because they weren't wanted by the other blue states.
Demographically replaced.
It's not just a border issue. There's something else going on, and the government brought a lot of immigrants to Texas where they would face persecution, which has been a regular talking point of mine. You know, that it wasn't necessarily a master plan for them to do well. They may have given them a few years to build up their numbers and build up their moss, but there's a hammer coming down. Okay, I'm tired of this part of the rant. Move forward.
That has a suggestion. His name is William. And he said, Indians are the perfect goy cattle. They are prime genetic specimens for the new world of finance capital. High IQ enough to work, low IQ enough to never rebel. Civilizational origin is submission, will always obey Jews, comfortable living in filth. QOL is no issue. Now, the truth is, that's actually a very true statement.
So when I was online, I guess living in filth as an off-gridder, I was stigmatized as a dirty Indian. One guy actually called me Dirty Yurty, who came to visit me, and he was not wanted to visit me in Costilla County. And I took that Dirty Yurty to be very derogatory.
Structure and rate of speech. So it's like, okay, they must be like me. But you don't realize that people are about the level of intelligence of baboons. And they have maybe a couple different cognitive or, even physiological developments that God designed that make them capable of different types of cognition.
eugenics, Nazism,
or speech patterns or recognition.
people that have certain types of noses, people that are at a certain height, people that have a certain shaped skull, having no value. And when you're done telling me that, I'll hear it in a different way from your sister, metaphorically speaking.
But overall,
But she'll make it about me being a conspiracy theorist. She'll make it about me being inferior, using different language that is accepted by her demographic or her political party or persuasion. But it will be the same talking down to, like I'm some sort of a subhuman who shouldn't even be given housing in Portland, Oregon in my final years there, even though I tried to help Portland so much. It wasn't that I did something wrong. It's that I was a dirty yurty who stank. Yeah.
I don't think we're ever going to get it back. Associations and funding, not just plat rejections. Hold the line, Collin County, but the Texas leaders must go deeper to protect our state before it's too late.
So I think that they're setting it up for vigilantes to use certain technologies and apps, including facial recognition technology, to basically hunt people down, which is why for years I've wanted people to find me. For many, many years, I've been preparing for the future and help me get off grid to where I can report with total privacy where nobody knows where I'm at. Right? We're talking about going full on movie. And if you stay with me and you don't unsubscribe, let's show something empowering like the They Live movie, the movie called They Live, where he puts on the sunglasses and he begins to see reality as it is. You know, as we see the person in They Live who's busting through the communications network and he's telling people to wake up and that there's a signal out there that's driving people insane. Right? And it's like, I'm trying to steer this back from where the mainstream dark conspiracy theorists have taken it to where it's not promoting racism. It's not promoting hatred, but it's actually put on the glasses and seeing the oppression, seeing the Nazism, and seeing the demons and the evil that's going along with those things, because it's not Jesus Christ. And people like him and the people that are here in these churches here, these are satanic Christians. Okay? They're white nationalist Christians. They're of a completely different cloth. They're of a completely different kind. And then we have this person also talking about, you know, the alleged fraud in Frisco, which will then be used to discriminate against everybody else.
I don't even know. What's his name? I don't even know. What's his name? Kash Patel's cousin. I don't even know his name. He's been on the show. Dinesh D'Souza. I like Dinesh. His colleague. I just feel like, oh, I'm so black-pilled. It's like everyone's just, and everyone's been so brainwashed by the bullshit that everyone's like, everybody I know is in an interracial relationship, and
everyone I know is in a interracial relationship. Yeah, but not with somebody like me. Definitely not. There is a lot of anger because a lot of women like black men. That's a completely different conversation and different demographic, right? That's a completely different grievance. And what they do, even when there's violence from Africans or black people that they're showing on video, they'll then still put that in the lap and blame that on the Muslims. You know what I mean? There's like this collective punishment and collective judgment where they link together different non-white groups and make them the common enemy. This is their psychology, and I'm here to expose it. Hi, how are you?
White supremacist people I know are brown. I know like neo-Nazis that are brown and black. I don't even get it. I don't get it.
I know neo-Nazis that are brown as fuck, and I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Well, I get it. I understand what's going on. There's mass mind control, but you don't get it. 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 Well, I'll give you a clue. You're not fucking superior. You're a piece of shit. And you're threatened. The demons that control you are threatened by spirituality. You're threatened by consciousness. You're threatened by progress. You're threatened by people that can see through your rape and your human trafficking and your real patriarchy that has actually upset a whole lot of fucking women in this culture. Through the molestation, the shit you put them through, you brought them fucking hell. So you can't handle it. When you think about a future America where it's not going to be dominated by the same neo-Nazi world order, but, you know, don't lose hope, because your people are still running the show. They're still running your show. You're not a fucking victim with your millions of followers. What the fuck's wrong with you? You're a recipient. You, like others, you've been carried like you're gods on chariots of the gods, the book. But this is neo-Nazism, not a rant about aliens. But it might as well be. You might as well be fucking aliens, because that's what I see. And I'm on a hunt, motherfucker. Whereas you're not looking for the exception of the rule. I am looking for a white friend, and he can look just like you. He could be male, it could be female. I'm looking to engage with somebody out there to convince me that we're not dealing with the white man is the devil, the white woman is the devil, matrix. But right now, I see a whole sea of people that are refusing to work with me on that fact. Understand this, God has the power to activate a human being, especially if they believe in God, and they believe in equality, and they believe in the fight against injustice. And I'd say there's something about my power and energy that threatens more than the right wing. I'm very awake right now. The people of Earth are not on my side, right? And there's a reason why they're facing this karma. There's a reason why they're facing this. That includes Portland, Oregon.
I've only been streaming for a little bit of time, and then I'm over this. Am I correct in that? Is that a right statement? I don't know.
He's lost his friggin' mind.
Right.
He's drunk. He's hungover. But wait, there's more.
Also, every once in a while, my appearance, you just haven't seen me in this studio. It's a different studio. It's different lighting. I look different in every studio. I'm also under stress. People are trying to kill me.
Well, you're in the Dallas area. I understand that.
People are trying to ruin my life right now. Like destroy me. And it's just insane. And it is actually nuts. And I am fighting.
He went on some attack on the girlfriend or wife or whatever, girlfriend fling of Kash Patel, the FBI director, made jabs at her for being with an Indian guy, said that's impossible. Why would you be with an Indian guy? Which makes sense. I understand his speculation. Yeah, you must be like an agent of the Mossad. So he was basically sued for that. Well, she very well might be.
Like serious legal battles and stuff right now. That's all I can say. And some of them are public. And it's like they're trying to destroy. People are trying to gut me right now, like gut me. And it is so insane because I've never dealt with this in my life. And people kill themselves. So I'm not suicidal, but a lot of people commit suicide, probably like 50% of what I'm going through.
I feel like this world wants me to kill myself through the forced isolation. It's like a forced march, like a genocide situation where you're forced to march with what remaining belongings you have. This world won't talk to me. The mental health counselor is here. They don't want to talk about like getting over the stress of dealing with a society that hates you for your race. That's a very specific, you can call it a condition. And that's something where, being around a journalist organization or a community of people in nature, that's the solution. These people that are trained in the mental health field, they resent me. And they're only in black and white. And, you're saying that there's a big reunion party between black and white where they're supposedly resolving their differences. And yet there's this weaponization on the third world and people that are olive skin and brown skin. We can see it from both the left and the right. It's not inclusive. NPR is not inclusive. NPR does not feature, even when I put on the quiet voice, the Arab humanist story of the guy that's intelligent, that has different celestial spiritual views than the Orthodox religion. That would go against their matrix. That would go against their agenda. Okay. So you need to understand why people, I'll just talk, go to people like him and go to certain conspiracy theories and go for answers on the internet because they've been let down by CNN. They've been let down by NPR. They've been let down. And are these people really being cared for? Are these people really wanted? Right? Why should the right wing, red states, have to deal with, right? It's just an argument. Here's just an argument. Why should they have to deal with Indians and Muslims and brown people, right? If the left supposedly wants Muslims and Indians, shouldn't somebody like me be in Portland? Shouldn't somebody like me be in Denver working for Westward, working for Willamette Week, working for some other organization that I may have added to this newsletter? Shouldn't I be working for those organizations if they're so loving and light? Huh? Shouldn't I be associated with blue state people? I'm asking a question. Huh? So I'm saying that motherfucker has a point, and that's scary because they're going, these people, they're stinky, they're not wanted, they don't assimilate well. What are they doing here with us? The government doesn't give a fuck about those people and laughs at the idea of those people being put in concentration camps. Sits there and brings them in, takes away their citizenship, builds the concentration camp, then fuckers like this cheer it on. Okay? Then they become like the absolute enemy of America, everything they purport to be against. He's too young to be a part of an original truth movement. He's a young punk.